Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to another Star Citizen video. I am AeroDox, and joining me once again is Malterror. And you know, if you're like us, you thought about this game for a while before deciding to jump into it. Maybe watched a few tutorials, maybe a little bit of gameplay, or possibly a favorite streamer. And it occurred to us that there are quite a few things we wish we had known about Star Citizen when we first started playing. So how about we roll the intro and talk about 15 things we wish we'd known sooner. Starting off with number 1, did you know you can exit almost any seat with the push of a single button instead of having to hold down the F key and move your cursor frantically around looking for the exit prompt? Yep, by holding the Y key, you can exit almost any seat you're in, so no more trying to find that evil exit prompt when you're in a hurry to exit your ship that just so happens to be full of volatile cargo moments from exploding. Just hold Y and be done with it. And jumping into number 2, keeping in the theme of ships, here's a good one. When you upgrade your ships with new parts, be it quantum drives or weapons, etc., losing your ship or having to reclaim it for whatever reason does not mean you lose any of that stuff. A vast majority of the time, reclaiming your ship will give you back a ship that has all the upgrades you've already installed. However, do note, surge modules and things that are similar are not included in this. And then at number 3, while you're out prepping for your next mission or maybe even your first, it will be helpful to know that you cannot buy any weapons at any of the main stations orbiting around planets except for one, and that is Port Olisar. Bajini Point, Port Tressler, and Everest Harbor do not carry firearms. You can, however, buy some armors at these locations. However, you'd be better off arming up planet-side everywhere except Hurston, and you'll find more variety at places like Mike L1 and Arc L1. Be sure to, at some point, shop around. You'll find lots of different stuff in various locations. And hey, while we're talking about weapons, at number 4, did you know that there are several really cool weapons, armor, and attachments that you can't buy at any station or planet vendor? Cool weapons like the S-71 and the railgun can only be found on the corpses or loot boxes during various missions. The good news is that anywhere you can buy ammo, you can also restock on ammo for any of these weapons as well. There are also various types of scopes that you can get, like rounded reflex sights or 4, 8, or 16 marksman scopes. You can also find unique armors like Ninetales gear or exotic colored versions of armors you already have. Take a good look around during your bunker missions because you don't want to miss out on any of these. And at number 5, while we're talking about weapons, have you ever been out on a mission, say with a friend or a squad, and then one of you goes down but nobody brought a med gun, so you start running around looking for one only to fail or have to place a beacon and wait for rescue? Well, did you know if you have med pens, you can in fact revive a downed teammate? It can be a little janky, but if one of you equips a med pen and right-clicks on your fallen mate's corpse, you can revive them. Before we knew this, both Malterror and myself have died multiple times because we simply didn't know you could do this. But now you know, so there is no excuse. Continuing on with medical stuff, at number 6, we see people asking this in-game, in chat, all the time, but did you know you can, in fact, use the med gun on yourself? Yep. By holding the med gun and pressing B, you can use the med gun on yourself, and that's not all. The green goop it uses can treat all kinds of injuries through the advanced menu. No more running around begging people for heals. If you've got a med gun, you've got a lot. At number 7, we have another medical thing we wish we'd known. Inevitably, you are going to need to eat and drink during your play sessions. However, sometimes you may not want to go all the way down to the gallery and into the food court just to pick up a hot dog or some smoothies because it can take forever. Well, did you know you can in fact head to the clinic, catch a room, and then lie down on the bed and your food and water needs will be met in just a moment? Yeah, this can be a huge time saver, and oftentimes the med bay is closer than the food and drink, so keep that in mind next time you're in a hurry. For number 8, there are lots of things you have to hold the F key for and interact with, like buttons and doors. However, did you know on many things you can interact with, you can simply double tap F while aiming at that object to interact with it? Here you can see me using this on the Cutlass Black's cargo bay door. It isn't a huge thing, but it certainly is helpful, and you can speed things up even if just by a few seconds when you're in a hurry. Ever since I found this out, I do it all the time. Here's a good one for number 9. If you've watched our previous video on crime stat, then you may already know this. However, we are going to assume absolutely nothing about you. You're a wild card, and we know that, you crazy bastards. But for the rest of you, undoubtedly at some point you're going to gain a crime stat, and sometimes for really stupid reasons. However, did you know that as long as the crime stat is no higher than tier 1, you can actually go to a justice terminal anywhere and pay a fee to clear your crime? This only works with tier 1 crime stat, and sometimes it can be tricky to deal with, because even at a tier 1 crime stat, most places will refuse to allow you to dock with them. If you're struggling with this, one way you can get around this is to say land at New Babbage Plaza, get out, head inside, and then make your way to the train station, and then up to the spaceport, and into any hangar where you can access the justice terminals. You can also simply head to Grim Hex and then just use the one there with 0 issues. For a long time, I assumed all crime stat had to be cleared via prison time or by hacking the servers, but now me and you know, so take advantage of your newfound knowledge. Speaking of knowledge, number 10. Every single one of you should be aware of a website named Erkul. At erkul.games, you can find a ton of different information. For example, once you've figured out how to use the site, you can use it to help you find where you can buy certain ship parts, how much they cost, and what effect it will have on your ship right down to the numbers. You can also get information on where you can buy ship weapons and utilities, so you don't have to wait on the good graces of your fellow citizens in chat to help you find this stuff. And while the community is generally really great and eager to help new players, sometimes you simply won't be able to find the information you're looking for this way, so definitely take advantage of Erkul. 11 is definitely something we wish we'd known a bit sooner, and the newbies out there are going to appreciate this as well. See these? These are turrets. When we first started playing, we had barely figured out how to fly our ships, and when we finally got the courage to go take on a ground-based mission, we ran into these baddies, which ruined our day. In the contract, there is no specific sentence that specifies you will encounter them, so new players take heed. If you get too close with a starter ship, the Avenger Titan or the Mustang Alpha as example, these will wreck your day. It is way easier to fly nearby and park the ship out of sight or out of range of the turrets and trek in. So do not rush in expecting everything to go smoothly. You may also decide it's a good idea to get yourself a ground vehicle and drive your way in. We've certainly done this, and we prefer this method by far. Number 12 is also a pretty good one. Early on, it is not made known to you how the reputation system works. When you spend all your time doing missions, say in Microtech, you gain reputation to the relevant factions in that area, and the rewards get better and better the more you do them. Some missions reward universal reputation, like bounty missions, but you'll find along the way that after spending time in one area and then moving to another, your reputation with the authorities or mission contractors there will not pay as well and require their own time and energy to rank up. So you can either choose a place you like, rank up rep, and unlock better payments for that area, or spread out and rank up rep in as many areas as possible so you can go wherever you want and get a decent payout for whatever it is you're doing. Either way, there's plenty to do, and at first we were confused on how this all worked, and now that we know, we wish we'd known sooner. Going from a higher paying mission to a lower paying mission just because you want a change of scenery can be frustrating. Number 13 is all about bugs. Bugs are a real issue here sometimes. Sometimes you're going to spend a whole sesh working towards a goal just to have a bug stop you somewhere along the way or right at the end, and this can be super frustrating. Remember, the game is in alpha, and there are lots of things that need to be fixed. Some bugs are funny, some don't affect you at all, and some are a serious pain. Your relationship with the game is going to be unique to say the very least. That being said, the parts of Star Citizen that work so well that it makes the times when things don't work seem worth it. One thing that will happen as you play longer and longer is you'll start to become aware of ways you can avoid bugs entirely, ways you can work around some bugs, and when you're going to encounter them and when to stop doing whatever it is you're doing before you become invested just to waste your time and to not receive a reward. Oftentimes you can go to chat and ask if there's a workaround there, and other times you can go to the Spectrum chat on your RSI launcher when you launch the game and ask there. Usually someone will help you out pretty quickly. We wish we'd known this a little bit sooner, because when we initially watched videos, some videos made it seem like the bugs made the game entirely not worth it. Number 14. Sometimes when you are out and about making a close approach to something, it's simply way too dark to see, and turning on your ship's light doesn't cut it. Well, we wish we'd known a little bit sooner that you can press the tab key to send out a scan which highlights everything around you in blue. It can make things like approaching a station in the pitch darkness a lot easier. I'm ashamed to admit how many times I've blown myself up because I thought I was further away than I was, only to find out way too late that I was a lot closer to the station. The ping is very useful, and remember to use it so you don't end up becoming a carbon stain on the side of a station. Not a good look, bro. And last but not least, number 15, again, you are going to end up in prison from time to time, and I know what you're thinking. Mining sucks, right? Well, something we wish we'd known sooner is the fact that you can pick up maintenance missions, which pay out a lot more merits than mining and cut your sentence a lot faster. While you're toiling around in Klesher Prison, be on the lookout for maintenance opportunity missions. Once accepted, you'll be tasked with running into the mines and resetting an oxygen supply machine. Once done, you'll receive merits and a sentence reduction. I had a little under an hour, did one maintenance mission, and was told I was eligible for release, so it can be really fast if you go this route. You can also, should you choose to, escape from prison. We won't detail this, but we will say be on the lookout for any codes you may see, and should you find one, you may be able to use it on the giant fan in the main cafeteria area, but the rest is up for you to discover. And that is going to wrap up the 15 things we'd wish we'd known just a little bit sooner. We want to thank you all for making it to the end of the video, and remind you guys that we are hiding hot dogs in every video, and the first person to comment the location and the timestamp of the hot dog gets a shout out in our next video, so game on. And as always, we are a relatively new channel, and it means a crazy amount to both myself and Malterror whenever you guys interact with the channel. So if you like our content and you want to show some support, definitely give this video a like, and please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, as well as hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we post new videos. Let us know which one of the 15 things you found most useful in the comment section below. And one last thing we wish we'd known sooner, don't forget your med pens. Peace.